Join us on a journey into mystery with the Transformative Visions class.
This piece really is about individual perception of ego and psyche, or the light and the dark, or the strong and the weak, coming together so there can be a shared understanding.
Some of the images in the piece are very realistic or kind of frightening. Seems like in some parts of it, it gives a kind of a new explanation for religion or for a god.
There is a section in the play, section 3, which deals most with language. And the characters are engaging in conversation between themselves. On the surface, the conversations sometimes seem to be inane. Some of the other conversations seem to have a little bit of meaning. But if we sit back and listen to them, we see that very often we're engaging in this kind of conversation all the time.
A lot of us didn't really understand completely in the beginning what exactly we were going to be performing. We weren't sure whether, we knew it wasn't just going to be little vignettes of creation myths, but we're hoping that that creation and destruction theme will come out somehow in the piece.
In seminars last winter, we sat around and talked about these creation myths from other cultures until we found what the common elements were. The common elements among the myths were there is a creation event that erupts out of some kind of chaos, and that chaos, we discovered, is darkness, or it is called chaos. Sometimes it is light, and quite often it is water.
I think it's important for people to stretch out a little, to do some things that they're not used to doing. I think it's wonderful to be able to get excited about doing I don't know, a musical that's already been written or a play that's already been written. That's always exciting. But I think that having the experience of collaborating with this group of talented people and creating this piece is an important opportunity for everybody in the program.
This process will go on whether we ever make the effort to create something or not. But if we continue going through our lives, we may go for 10, 15, 20, 30 years imagining the wonderful piece of something we're going to create. But we always will hold off and say, it's not time, I'm not ready, it isn't good enough. We can make the choice to say, all right, I'm going to do it. This is mine and I will try.
I mean, everybody's working like crazy, or working like mad, and there's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of, just a tremendous amount of energy on everybody's part. And everybody's a little burned out, but, that's usual.
I leave school and go back to my so-called house, and I hate the piece, and I hate everybody in it, and I can't stand it, and sometimes I feel like if there was another program I could be in, I would in a minute. But I just had this feeling I should stick with it and stick it out, because it's just something that I've never done before. It's something that I've never heard of being done before.
I have to keep reminding myself when I get really stressed out and freaked about what's going on and how things are going, that how unusual and how wonderful it is that we have the opportunity to do something like this. So
this really is a student production, and they are working very, very hard, and I think it's because of them and because of starting so early in the fall that this is a cohesive group who really is working a good collaborative effort to do something that doesn't seem to have been done before.
I think it's going to change a lot of lives that are people that are in it. Some people are really dedicated to it, and some people aren't. You can't be in the middle with it, being in the program. You either have to completely adore it or completely hate it.
I'm hoping that this will also be a piece that can do that, that will be able to take people away. Once they go through the tunnel, and there's going to be a tunnel in the beginning of this, that from then on, they can experience something different.
I think it's rather presumptuous of us to think that it will change people's lives, but I mean, one can always hope, of course.
I think when you're young and you grow up in a middle-class suburbia and you believe in God and you go to Sunday school and you're a Christian, somehow you're really shielded from the rest of the world. And there's so many other ways of believing and being that this whole program has helped me stumble onto. So it has changed my life. I don't know if it's going to change anybody else's.
I get bogged down about titles. I suppose if we have to call it something, we would call it experimental theater. And the experiment is about how to creatively and practically and usefully use multimedia approaches to a traditional theme. The traditional theme is creation mythology. The multimedia approaches will occur in the music and the actual choreography on the stage.
It's a collaborative theater experience.
I want to stay away from the word experimental because that's dangerous, but I don't know what I'd call it.
I call it Fred. No, I mean, a music and dance performance.
It's about performance. Okay?
certain group of people who live nearer to this place than you might think say that in the beginning of time the sky was very near the earth, and that their particular creator who lived in the sky used to let down his gifts at the end of a rope. One day he lowered a stone, but the first father and mother would have nothing to do with it, and they called out to their maker, "What are we to do with this stone? Give us something else." The creator complied and hauled away at the rope. The stone went up and up till it vanished from sight. Soon they saw the rope coming down from the sky again, and this time there was a banana at the end of it instead of a stone. The two ran to the banana and took it. Then there came a voice from the sky saying, "Because you have chosen the banana, your life shall be like its life. When the banana tree has offspring, the parent stem dies. So shall you die, and your children shall step into your place. Had you chosen the stone, your life would have been like the life of the stone, changeless and immortal." The man and his wife mourned over their fatal choice, but it was too late.
How are you? Would you like to have your back scratched? Wonderful thing, back scratcher. Greatest thing in the world. There's nothing at all like having a back scratcher run up and down one's back. Would you like to have your back scratched?
No, thank you.
Are you quite sure it's no trouble at all? It'd be my extreme pleasure and not the slightest bit of trouble.
Really, I'd rather not.
Very well. Good day to you.
Here, eat this.
What is it?
Don't worry about it, just eat it.
Oh, no, I can't. I have to know what it is. I don't like anything if I don't know what it is.
How can you know before you've tried it?
There's some things I just don't want to know.
It's just food. Just eat it and don't worry about it.
I can't. I'm afraid of food.
You're afraid of food?
Yes.
How can you be afraid of food? It's just food.
I'm afraid of food.
I don't understand.
Why aren't you eating any of it?
Because I'm not hungry.
I see. I still don't want it.
That's fine, I don't really care.
Then I win.
What?
Then I win. I don't have to eat any of it, right?
Yeah, you win.
Would you like to play a game of cards?
No, thank you. I wouldn't.
You're sure? I've got the cards and everything.
Perhaps I will play with you. Perhaps I won't.
I'm sorry. I thought you said yes. But you said perhaps, didn't you? Will you play cards with me?
No.
Excuse me, do you have a glass of water?
Water? No, I'm sorry, I don't.
I see. Well, what do you have?
Pardon me, what do you mean?
I mean, do you have anything else I could have? Like books, food, clothes, stuff like that?
No, I don't.
I see. Well, would you like anything?
Would I what? What? No, I don't want anything.
Remarkable. To have nothing and want nothing. Amazing. Could I stay with you?
No, of course not. I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know anything about you.
Would you like to know?
No, I wouldn't.
It's true. You really don't want anything, do you? You're making it very difficult for me to leave you.
No, please. I will have to ask you to leave me alone.
Ha! So there is something you want. I knew you wanted something. You're just like all the rest. First you lead people on, then you take up their time, and then you get them for everything they have. Well, I was lucky to see through you. I'm leaving, and you'll never see me again.
What are you doing?
Playing chess.
You're playing chess?
Yes.
Why don't you move another piece?
It's not my turn.
Whose turn is it?
I don't know.
How long have you been here?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Why don't you do something else?
I don't want to miss my turn.
I don't think there's much chance of that.
I don't know.
Would you like me to stay and watch the game for you?
I'm fine.
Are you going to do that for a long time?
I don't know. Maybe.
You look like you might.
I don't know.
I think you probably will.
I suppose. Until I run out of cards, I guess.
Right. I thought that you would. I could guess that you would. Now I know.
Yes, I suppose.
I feel I just don't know someone until I can predict what they'll do next. What are you going to do when you're through?
Through? I don't know. Go home, I guess.
Just what I thought. I'm waiting for someone. I thought she'd be here by now, but I'm glad she isn't because I'd like to guess where she is.
Oh.
What are you waiting for?
Nothing. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
You talk a lot. Do you know that?
Well, of course I talk a lot. But to say that I talk a lot is to miss the point completely.
But you're not saying anything.
It's not that I'm not saying anything, but that you're listening to me as though I'm saying something. I'm always saying something, even if I don't really mean it.
Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What does a man gain by all the toil at which he toils under the sun? A generation goes, comes. All things are full of weariness. A man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. What has been is what will be. And what has been done is what will be done, and there is nothing new under the sun. It is an unhappy business that has been given to people to be busy with.